Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with the third episode in our coverage of the full release version of Battle Brothers. So in the last episode, we were looking for work. We were pretty desperate. We didn't have a whole lot of money left. We still don't, but we only had like enough for a couple more days to pay our guys. And so we headed to Cop Engine here, where we found a little bit of work. The villagers were terrified of some undead that were setting up in a crypt nearby, and so we cleared that out for them. We did pretty well. We didn't take any losses, although I believe, yeah, Hakon was a bit injured there. We need to get him treated. He's got a injured shoulder, so he's going to be a little bit ineffectual as far as damage is concerned. But otherwise, we came out unscathed, and we got some money, so we can live to fight another day. We did, let's see, did we hire anybody else? Not yet, but we're planning on it. To that end, we were going to head to Harkenstad and see what is available for us there, hopefully some more work. And then we're going to make our way back up north and see what the rest of these different factions have for us. That actually looks like a nice little area right there where the cities are all very close together. So we might want to hang out in that area. We'll see. As I was saying in the last episode, they're like sweet spots on each map where the cities are close together, they have good stuff available, and that looks like it might be it. Tableland, interesting. Tablelands, okay. But yeah, those seem very close together. If they have like armors and stuff there, that might be like our home section of the map. Anywho, let's get moving, because we have no time to waste. While we're heading on down there, I just want to remind you guys to hit that like button if you're enjoying our Battle Brothers playthrough so far and you want to see more of it. And don't forget to subscribe as well. It's the best way to help the channel grow and the best way to follow along with our playthrough as it continues. If you have submitted characters or names for characters, I haven't seen them yet because I'm recording these videos in a batch. So this will probably be the last video of the batch. So I will start implementing character names in the next one. I'm recording this immediately after episode 2. Good, there's some work here for us. Ambushed trade routes. I wonder if that's going to have anything to do with the work available. So what's this one? He wants me to take a shipment to Gronenwall. I don't know where that is. I imagine it's pretty far. Let me think about that one. I want to know where Gronenwall is. It's to the northeast, but it might be too far to the northeast. Yeah, no thanks. That's literally, I mean, either that or this are the furthest it could possibly be to the northeast, so I'm going to decline. Let's see what else they have for us. At least they have this one. 330 when the job is done. I want more. 350, okay. Drive off the brigands at Crumbled Homestead north of Harkenstad. Okay, I can do that. I shall accept. And we'll head right up here and fight some brigands. As I've mentioned in the last couple of videos, fighting brigands early is probably the best thing that you can do. Not only because they're a little bit easier than the greenskins and other enemy types, but because all of the equipment that they drop is usable by your soldiers. And so not only are you getting XP and earning money, but you're also doing a little bit of shopping, essentially. So, yeah, they've got some brigand thugs. The thugs are the lowest level brigands that you can face, and all have melee weapons, usually clubs and things. They're pretty easy. Alright, so the enemy's right across from us. There's no high ground in sight, so we're just going to stand right here and trade missile fire. Well, we're not going to trade it. We're the only ones giving it, but you know what I mean. They're out of range, so we're going to defer his turn to later. We'll defer everybody's turn to later. It looks like they'll be able to close within the second turn, so I think we're going to spear wall immediately here. Let's see, where do I want you? I think I'll put him right there for now. Let's get your spear ready. Interesting loadout you've got there. You got like priest robes, a butcher knife, and a buckler. None of that adds up. Okay, you can just end your turn. Let's have you put an arrow into this group. Wow, you missed everybody over there, okay. At some point, I just no longer get surprised by it. Raymond, you can relax and you can relax. He's gonna wait or something. That's interesting. But yeah, so I've mentioned this in the last couple episodes, but I'll point it out again because I'm trying to make this very, very beginner friendly. So, you know, if you're new to the game, these videos will help you. I have spears alternated through my line. His spear wall is covering these two. His is covering these two. So all my guys in between with axes and other weapons are completely covered by the spears. And they supplement the spears really well because the spears are not so good against armor and shields. The axes are very good against armor and shields. So these guys keep people at bay. These guys deal with armor. And, you know, we just alternate that through the line. It works really well. Interesting, they're just going to hang out right there. Well, I have archers, you don't, so if that's the game you want to play, then fine. We'll play that game. He's going to step in, and he got through my spear wall immediately. That's kind of disappointing. He's trying to flank us or something. I'm going to step in right here and pin him. So he's now locked in combat. And I'll take a swipe at him. Nice, almost killed him in one shot. Let's see, Mr. Archer. I'm going to fire at this group again. Hopefully he can hit somebody in there. Wow, again, he misses 4 dudes in a cluster. Making it look real difficult. He is converted from a melee character, so keep that in mind. But he did have the best range skill of anybody else in our party, short of Albrecht himself, who is already a very good range character. You can go ahead and just attack because your spear wall has been compromised. He went right around it, which is part of the problem in capping your line with somebody who doesn't have a spear. But we wanted to make sure that this guy didn't get around the back. And so it was kind of necessary. Let's see, I'm just going to keep you where you are. So, unfortunately I couldn't defer his turn any further and get a free attack there, but you know, it happens. So we'll kill that guy. That should break their morale a little bit. He's trying to flee, it looks like. Oh, he got sliced in the neck. That's never good. Finish him off. That should drop their morale. Wow, okay. He doesn't want to go down, apparently. Everybody's locked in melee, so let's get your melee weapons out and you can join in. Gotta watch out for that dagger. They don't do a lot of damage, but they can cause bleeding pretty easily, and that's never a good thing. Not really going to bother with shields here because they have such little armor and such poor weapons that you're better off just trying to kill them quickly. Ulfgeir, you have a dagger as well, so why don't you join in on this side? Oh, he got through on that one. He tried to flee again, though, and got killed. That or he just bled out. I think he bled out, actually. Because he attacked twice. He shouldn't have had any AP left to flee. I'll jump you over here. I think you can probably get the kill there. Nice. Let's have you slide in on this spot. Raymond, you're going to step down and then slam this thing on his head. Oh, nice. And you got him in the head, too. Let's have you jump into the bushes there. Try to puncture him, maybe. That'll do a little bit of bleed damage. I guess you guys can move over here. You're probably not going to get there in time to help, though. Damn, maybe. I mean, he's got decent armor. Probably the best of the bunch. And seems to be pretty dodgy, so it might take us longer than I was expecting. Come on, get him. Finish him. So close. Raymond, let's get you over there as well. Okay, can you finish him? Nicely done. Alright, so a couple level ups across the board there. Anton, Marcus, and Albrecht. And what kind of loot did we grab? A couple of weapons, no armor though. And probably nothing that will keep. The daggers are better than knives, so we might use those as secondary weapons for our archers. at least for the time being, but there are far better options in that regard, and I'll discuss those when we sort of come to them. Alright, so let's go collect our 350 crowns. That is not a whole lot of money. Actually, before we get there, let's take care of the level ups so I don't forget. So Anton. Definitely more fatigue and resolve. And then I think I'm going to go melee skill. I might go health, actually. Keeping him alive is the most important thing. And then we're going to go gifted. Again, I always suggest going gifted with your next, or your second level up. Student first, gifted second. What that does is it gives you another round of experience points to dole out. And so it basically makes your level, I guess it's technically a level 3, a level 4, but with one less perk. Always more fatigue. Resolve never hurts. I could get him to 70 health. And that might not be a bad idea. Yeah, I'm going to do it. He's supposed to be like our immovable object, essentially. He's the bookend for our line. He's on the... I find that the left side, or the side that deploys to the top, typically sees more enemies because you usually spawn in the bottom left corner of the map. But that can change, so don't take that as a given always. However, I usually have my best spearmen on the left flank. And then we have Marcus. Let's take a look at his perks. So he's the same thing. Definitely doing that. He needs melee skill desperately. And then we'll take gifted again. That looks good. I think I'll give him a little bit more health as well. And then finally Albrecht, our crossbowman. Crossbowman. That looks good. I don't know if he needs more range skill quite yet. But I'll do it because +4 is pretty high. And I think when I go gifted, everything becomes +4. So I would get more health if I did it in the next one rather than this one. So we'll do that. And we'll go gifted. And yeah, I was right. So I can get a +4 there. That looks pretty good to me. Okay. So let's head on down back to Harkenstad and collect our pay. That'll give us roughly 1,000 crowns to work with, 950. And we might be able to hire somebody or at least grab like one piece of gear. Cool, no longer ambush trade routes. I wonder if that means that they have better stuff available. Either way, we should heal Hakon, or at least get him sort of patched up. Let's see, we've got a tavern. How is our morale doing? That's something that is a lot more important in this particular version of the game. Everybody's in good spirits except for Anton because he's traumatized, but he's still content. So I don't think we need to buy everybody around just yet. Let's take a look at the marketplace. There is a shield here and some decent headgear. And some decent armor. Actually, that's not that great. I thought it was better. It's only 50. Well, in that case, let's at least sell the junk that we don't want. And maybe some more food is in order. Beer is provisions, so I'll hang on to that. The food here is actually very expensive, so I probably won't bother. The shields and the headgear are tempting, though. Even just to have extras, because if you're not familiar with this game, shields can be broken. When you destroy somebody's shield in combat, they don't just get another one the next time they go into combat. That shield is done. So if your guys get their shields destroyed, which if you ever end up fighting orcs is going to happen, you're going to want to have extra shields. And so I usually keep a couple in reserve, especially, you know, early like this where we're constantly recruiting more guys, because then I have equipment to dole out to them whenever we need it. So yeah, I'm gonna grab at least one more. And some better headgear would not go amiss either. And for 100, that's not a bad pickup. And I think I'd like to hire one more guy. if we can find somebody who... Let's see, you're a mason. Used to physical labor and studying, so I think he learns faster. He gains experience quicker, basically, and he's got decent starting skills. We also have a rat catcher, a messenger. Used to long and tiring travels, so he's probably got good endurance. High fatigue, basically. That might be a good character to grab. 190, though. A tailor is also a good thing to have. And since they're so rare, I might grab him. If you aren't familiar with this game again, tailors can make special armor if you have the right materials. Direwolf pelts are one of those things. If you have a direwolf pelt, you can turn it into a unique set of armor. And tailors are hard to come by, so I might grab him because, for all I know, I'll never find another. So I'll hire him. And he will join our front line. Let's see, Anton, you're gonna go there. Marcus will bump over. And I think what I'm gonna do is bump Dietrich that way. We'll go like that. Actually, here, I'll put Marcus in the middle. And then Hartmut, interesting name, is going to be a new spearman. I don't have a spear. That's not gonna work. Okay, well, I'll give him a shield and some armor. And actually, I'm curious. 65. You know what? Dietrich, you're gonna trade armors with Anton. There we go. And I'll give you... You know what, Marcus? You get the better headgear. There. And I'll give you an axe for now, but we're gonna try to get him a spear if we can find one. I think there's one here, actually, so maybe we'll just buy the one that was here. Yeah. As much as I don't want to spend the money, we could use it. Okay, so you get the spear then. And there we go. We've got like a full front line now. And 9 out of 12 men. So what is this job? That was the one we didn't want. So off we go then to, I guess we'll head back through Coppingen and see if there's any other work there. But our ultimate goal is going to be Friedewald. So I think I'll cut here and come back. Either at Coppingen if there's anything there for us. If not, then I'll come back at Friedewald. Alright, so there is a job here. We'll take a look at it, but it might be a little bit too difficult for us just yet. So 120 in advance, 470 when the job is done. I'd like more. No, okay. Well, maybe you can shift more toward the end. No, he's not willing to budge. So obtain Seal of the Sun at the Bleached Bones tomb. I think, you know what, we're going to try it. I hope we're ready. We're going to be fighting undead. Oh wow, that's way the hell out there. Man, could have been a little bit closer. At least they did give me a little bit of an advance on this so that we can cover our travel costs. Now, this symbol looks to me like it's going to be the newer undead that they've added to the game. I don't think we've seen them yet in any of my playthroughs. But these guys are sort of like ancient legionnaires that have died, and they have very, very badass armor that you can loot and equip to your guys. So I'm actually excited for this. It could be an incredibly difficult fight, but if we win, I think we're going to get some really, really cool gear earlier than I normally would have expected. Of course, we need to not destroy it in the fighting, but yeah, I'm concerned that they're going to be a bunch of skeletons that aren't vulnerable to like piercing damage, in which case we're going to have a hard time dealing with them. But I don't know. It said it was a 2-skull mission. We've got 9 guys. I think we'll be okay. And I think those difficulties are relative to your party as well. I'm not entirely sure on that. It's difficult to test, obviously, but I think the difficulties are based on... Yeah, it is. So these are what they look like. They have like very Roman and Greek armor. Their shields are like somewhere between a scutum and like the those like hexagon shields. Interesting. So they talk. I want to read this actually, because these guys are so awesome. The hole into the ruins is big enough for only one man to get through. You're worried that if everyone goes in at once, they'll get stuck and you'll have basically killed the Sons of Icarus off like a bunch of rats in a tight tunnel. Instead, you send only Raymond, who knows what he's after, and who you trust can take care of himself were anything to happen. A few minutes later, and you hear the man struggling to crawl back out, and he sounds to be in quite the rush. He yells for help, and you and a few other mercenaries stick their hands into the hole. He grabs on, and together you yank him out. He's got the seal of the sun, but a horrified look on his face. He rolls over and gets up in a hurry. To arms! As the mercenaries look into the hole to see if something's coming out, you ask the brother what he saw. He shakes his head. I don't know, sir. It was a mausoleum for people I've never seen before. There was armor and spears all over the place, and murals of a great empire that spanned the whole world over. Painted from the floor to ceiling, and then they started coming out of the walls. I got there as fast as I could, and before he could finish, the rubble where the hole used to be begins to shift and move. Stones roll away, and suddenly they all burst outward, a malevolent force standing there, armed and well-armored men, standing in formation, spears over shields, shuffling forward in uniformed steps. Their leader points directly at you. The empire rises, the false kings must die. You've never heard sure fighting words, and immediately prepare your men for combat. I wonder if this has anything to do with, I chose as my like endgame thing, Undead Uprising, so I wonder if this has something to do with that. For all I know, they could just be available in the game entirely, like no matter what. But again, this is all new to the full release version, so I'm experiencing for the first time as well. So I normally cut the loading screens out, but I was almost tempted to leave that last one in. They have like tips on them, and it said tip losing is fun. I just thought that was hilarious because this game is so punishing. So yeah, they are skeletons. I don't think our piercing damage is going to do a whole lot to them, but they have such cool armor. I hope we can loot all of it, or at least the helmets. The helmets would be fantastic, but you're going to wait because there's nothing you can do. I imagine they're going to be fairly slow. Oh, you need to get your bow out. I forgot to switch that. Yeah, everybody just pass. We're going to try to get a gauge of how far they can move. Okay, so about the same as a normal human. I think the zombies are slower. Skeletons, because they're like magical or something, can move normal distances. In that case, we're going to get your spears up and ready for the next round of enemy movement. If we could get some of their shields too, that would be fantastic. Basically, I just want my whole guys kitted out with their gear. We're gonna have like a sort of like a Empire vibe to us. Do you even have a weapon, dude? I can't see if he's got a weapon. I know he does. We'll shoot him. Or no, we won't. we'll drill a bolt into the ground. But they're actually leaning pretty heavy on this right flank. We'll see if he wants to fight him one-on-one. I might leave Anton to it and fold everybody else down. But for now, let's just get the lines set up. Yeah, so they're not very weak, or they're very resistant to piercing damage, which is going to make this a little bit tricky, but we should be alright. Okay, Raymond, let's have you wait until they close in. Do the same there. He's gonna pass his turn. That's interesting. Oh boy. It's just so little damage. It's kind of concerning. But we've fought these, or we fought similar to these guys in our last playthrough. They looked a little bit different, but they were skeletons and they were resistant to piercing damage as well. So they're gonna hold there. So I just wasted a bunch of fatigue. But what can you do? They don't seem to have skirmishing weapons though, so at least there's that. They're too intelligent. So what are you gonna do? He's gonna try to get through. So the spears at least seem to do more damage than the ranged weapons we're doing. That's a small comfort. Our spear wall is not really keeping them at bay though. It seems like they've nerfed the spear wall as well. And this could just be because my guys have lower stats, but in the last version that we had been playing, the spear wall would continue to function even if somebody moved into your attack zone. So, like, he was in our attack zone, for example, this guy moved in after. In the previous version, we would still get those attacks on him until his spear wall ended, and then we couldn't put it back up. In this one, he didn't get those, and again, it could just be because he's like a level 1 character, or it could be because they nerfed the spear wall. Either one is possible. Let's start putting bolts into these guys. Not that it's going to do a whole lot. I'm tempted to come over here and do a 2-on-1 right there. I think I'm going to do it. Cool, so he's down. I don't know if they reanimate, so that's something to keep an eye on. Okay, well, we hit that guy. Didn't really do much. Don't destroy the helmet. Stop destroying the helmet. Keep that spear wall up because he might try to move into that spot. Yes, and we couldn't get through his shield. I want those shields so desperately. I want all of their gear. Like, all their gear is so cool. It's just, like, that happens, you know, we destroy it, and then we don't get to loot it. And it's always, when you want to recover the helmet, that's when you actually get headshots, headshots are always crits, but, you know, for example, when you want to recover the armor, then you can't seem to get headshots, just body shots. So it's kind of funny how that works, but, I mean, that's life, right? Let's fold you in over here. The swamp is slowing us down pretty considerably. You know what? Break his shield so that you have a better chance of... Oh, wait, but I wanted the shield. Oh, well. Move you in here. I mean, we're going to have a really hard time dealing with them with the shields up, so I don't really see an alternative. Okay. That was not the tailor, luckily. But he got dispatched pretty quickly there, didn't he? Alright, so there's another one down. Take an aim shot at him. Okay, that works. Please stop hitting the helmets, though. He's going to move in. That's not good. Raymond is getting butchered right now. Man, these guys are tough. They are very tough. Let's see. I think I need you over here. You're not going to be able to get there, so just join in there, I guess. We'll kill this guy and then consolidate. Okay, Raymond. Okay, good. I think we kept the helmet in one piece. Need to worry more about keeping our guys in one piece. Can't get through that shield. Okay. You're gonna need to get your knife out. Actually, can you still fire that thing? Apparently you can. Wow, okay. Well, it destroyed his armor. I'll take it. That did a lot of morale damage. I don't know why. Raymond is bleeding. That's not a good sign. But he can patch him up before he moves. I'm gonna try to break your shield as much as it pains me to do it. That's actually a really good shield. Okay, so you need to apply a bandage. Why can't you bandage him? Bandage ally. They changed the way bandages work, and I don't really like it. So I can't bandage him even though he's adjacent? I don't understand. Are you not bleeding anymore, or what's the deal with that? No, you're definitely bleeding. So what's going on here? This isn't how they worked in the last version of the game. You could actually bandage yourself. Why they changed that, I don't know, but apparently I can't do it from here. So let's move him over, and I'll put him here so that way he can attack this guy, and if need be, he can throw a bandage there, but I don't know. That's a bit annoying. I don't like that change. He just shield bumped me out of the way. You have to draw your melee weapon now. Let's see. Puncturing is not going to be very effective. especially since these guys can't bleed. Raymond just got dropped. That's not good, but he might still be alive. We can hold out hope. Man, these guys are tough. I mean, that's 2 losses already. Shoot him point blank. Got a little bit through. Get your shield up, and I guess just try not to die. Let's see here. Focus on him. Cool, so he's almost dead. His shield's gone at least. Oh, you're fleeing. You didn't get pushed. That's bad. We'll have to do something about that. Not that I can really do a whole lot. Uh-oh. He got a crit right on his head. We might lose another guy here. Stay alive, stay alive. Okay, I need you to join the melee. Not that your dagger is going to be of much use, but we need more bodies on these guys. Come on. So close. You continue to flee, you coward. He's dead. Or at least badly wounded. I'm gonna assume dead based on the gurgling sounds. There's another one down. So 2 left. But boy, have we paid for those kills. Come on, get him. There it is. Alright, everybody just fold in on this guy now. Surround him. Let's see, I'm gonna put you there. You're just too tired to move. Yeah, I feel ya. Hartmut, you coward. Get him. Oh, we're so close. Albrecht, you could have been a hero. I'll move you over here, I guess. Can you attack through there? No, you can't. Okay. Raymond actually survived, and Magnus. Dietrich, unfortunately, is dead. Hakon and Alfgeir leveled up. So let's see, what happened with you? Partly collapsed lung. That's permanent. That's going to be really painful to deal with. Okay. So you're in bad shape, but you survived. What happened with you? Brain damage. Oh boy. Deep abdominal cut. That'll heal. Apparently more resolve for being brain damaged, but less experience gain is going to hurt him a bit. And what did we loot? One of the shields, a couple of the weapons, and some helmets. So we're going to check these out. They seem to be a lot better than all the helmets we have, though. The weapons aren't bad either. Ancient Spear. It looks pretty cool. So it's difficult to celebrate after that, but at least we did recover some decent gear, and 2 guys that could have died didn't. So, small victories, right? Hakon, let's go ahead and allocate your points, and then we'll level you up. You need some melee defense pretty desperately. We'll make you a student. And, Alfgeir, our other archer. Let's go ahead and give you gifted bow. I like to allocate the points first. Let's go 3 there, 4 there. And I think I'll give him some hit points. Then we'll take gifted. And I will put 4 into his range skill. Another 4 into his fatigue, and 4 more into his resolve. Now then, Anton, you deserve the coolest helmet that we have. So let's see. I think they're all 95. So which one has like the most ornate stuff on it? I think it's this one. Yeah. I don't know. That one looks kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Maybe this one? That one's not too bad, I guess. Let's see. Marcus, I'll give you the super plumey looking one. And then Raymond, you can have one of these. They look a bit strange on humans, to be honest. They sit too high, I feel like. And finally, we'll throw one on... I don't know, man. Maybe Magnus? And then I think we're going to give the shield to Anton. Now, how do these spears stack up? They're slightly better. They do a little bit more. Actually, the damage range is wider, but it's also higher. So this one's more hit and miss, where this one's a little bit more consistent. It's either 25 or it's somewhere between 25 and 30. This one could be anywhere between 20 and 35. But it's also more effective against armor. I'm going to give that one to Anton as well. Let's see. A Falx. It's interesting that that's one-handed. Falxes are traditionally two-handed weapons. I guess you could have a one-handed Falx, but they were usually wielded by Thracian armies, and they were usually two-handed weapons. So how does that stack up to this? It looks like your Falchion is better. I never know how to pronounce that. I always want to say like Falchion, but it's a CH, so I assume it's Falchion. But I don't know. And then this broken sword is actually pretty good, but it's not very good against armor. I guess it's the same as that, though. I think the hatchets are better. Yeah, I'm not going to use that. We'll see what it sells for. I imagine quite a bit. Okay. Let's return for our money. We're going to need to hire somebody to fill in that slot there. Alright, so we are about to collect our pay here, and with that we are going to end the episode. This particular episode's gone on far longer than I intended it to, but I think it was pretty intense, right? I mean, this is our first time facing that new undead enemy, and boy are they difficult. We did manage to get some of their gear, and it looks awesome, although the helmets look a bit funky on some of the guys. This one actually looks pretty good. These ones look like they just sit too high on the head for whatever reason, but I'm looking forward to getting more of their shields, more of their weapons. Their armor is really cool as well. So we're going to continue to work toward that, but that'll be for later. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Battle Brothers with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the 4th episode in our coverage of the full release version of Battle Brothers.